I was thinking that I could share a video. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna speak if someone will want to listen. Um, I I was watching a lot of videos when, like, even before I got pregnant, but especially during the pregnancy, and I was watching especially videos from USA where there are a lot of both things and like uh, I forgot how it's called, but like when you take out all that, pretty much stock up to be prepared for the birth. And I was thinking how much money you need to spend on that. And I also thought about the ways how I could not spend that much, because when you see the house, when you see the room full of items, like, is it actually everything needed or not? So when I started looking into it, what we would actually need, like what are actual necessities, I realized that there are very, very few things that you actually need when you have a newborn, or even when you're pregnant. There are a lot of things that are so popular just for the customers to buy, like literally just money to spend because it's popular, that are absolutely not, no need to use that. So I wanted to share a video where I would explain more about the ways how I save money, about like not buying all these kind of things, and how I figure out how I can buy at least for less money. Uh, I wrote everything on this amazing board. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna go a little bit with more like deeper explanations. So the first thing is I saved a lot of money on clothes. Um, I saw a lot of people preparing for the newborns, and they have like all these wardrobes full of clothes. For example, the girls, a lot of dresses and these kind of things. And when I gave birth, I knew that like we needed some kind of clothes for the baby. But I knew that we will not have a lot of like celebrations or something for her to need to look good. And like babies spit up, babies poop out of diaper, and the clothes gets dirty, and sometimes you cannot clean that. So there are a lot of clothes that just gets thrown away because it becomes stained, and you don't want to share, like you don't want to take other baby's clothes that are stained for your newborn, so you throw away. But there are the clothes that stays from your baby, and those clothes, your baby just grows out that fast from those clothes that you literally don't know where to put. So a lot of people donate, but a lot of places literally are full of items that you literally don't need to buy any more new clothes for your baby. You just can go and take what you need, or buy, for example, in my case, I went to maternity groups, and I looked for specific sizes to buy in packs, like used clothes in packs. And I think if I would be buying each clothes, like good quality clothes, I would spend, especially when they're newborns, I would say like 100 euros every month, or at least every 2 months, because she was growing that fast. And instead of that, I think my first buying of the clothes were 40 euros, and it lasted me until like she was 4. So I was super, super happy about like not buying everything new. I saved a lot of money, and I would do it absolutely again. I don't see the point to have all the new clothes for your newborn. I mean, to bring back from the hospital, okay, I can understand. But each clothes to buy a new one, when there are so many good clothes just there not used, I don't see the point. I don't see why to waste your own money. I don't see why to create that consumption. There are just too many clothes made already. Just use that. So this was one of the ways I saved money. The other was about toys. When I'm watching videos and I see like playrooms and these kind of places where the babies are playing, it gets so insanely cluttered so fast. And like, don't get me wrong, I understand that when you have a baby, when you have a kid, especially when they are growing, they are going through all the items and like it gets messy. It's okay. But I'm talking about like having, I don't know, 8 boxes of toys that baby plays for like a week and then gets bored. In my case, my daughter is right now 1.5. During this 1.5 years, I bought her, I think like 5 toys or something, and all the other toys were just items that she got interested in for the next few days. So for example, a water bottle. This was super good toy. So she was playing, I think, for almost a month with a water bottle. Then what was else? I don't know what was else. A spoon. She was super obsessed with spoons. Bags. Like there are so many items that you can gift a baby that they are super interested in. Or I always would include her in what I'm doing. Always. If I can, of course. For example, preparing the breakfast, she would try to take out bread. Super kind of stupid thing, and it's like, oh, you're gonna, like, your daughter will mess food. How? If she wants to eat, she's gonna eat. I don't have problem with her eating. If she will put on the ground, I'm gonna still eat it. Our ground is clean. When you have a baby, you know that you're cleaning it every 5 seconds. So I would try to include her, and in this case, like, she doesn't need that many toys. So I didn't buy her unless I can see that it's gonna last and it's gonna be actually interesting for a longer time. Then I would think about buying it. But for example, this I bought is to waste to ride, and I think I bought this for Christmas, so it's one month now, and she's still interested in this. I mean, she's still not learning any letters, anything. She's still too young, but I can see how it's gonna be used for a longer time once she does start learning more things. But you can save a lot of money from not buying toys. I promise you. Just use your imagination. The other thing is breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is such a sensitive topic right now that for me is crazy. How moms are being shamed from both sides. Like it's crazy. Especially for me, the sense about fed is best. No, it's not. And you know that. It's fed is minimum. Fed baby is a bare minimum. You need to do that. But there are ways, for example, when we're eating, you can eat potatoes your whole life. You're gonna be fed. You're not gonna die. But it's not the best. You need to equalize the vegetables, you need fruits, you need different things. Fed is not best. Best is breastfeeding. And that's scientists prove. I mean, there's no way to argue with that. Now, not all moms can breastfeed. And in this case, you shouldn't feel bad. Like, you do maximum what you are able to do for your baby. And that's okay. And to be a mom is super, super difficult job, and there are so many perspectives that you need to cover 100%. So it's super tiring job. In my case, coming back to the topic about money, I knew from the beginning that I would be able to breastfeed. So I knew that I will not need formula. I didn't know about pumping. There's so many videos, so many talking about pumping, that for me was like, okay, so it's kind of necessity. But then I was like, why? If I'm planning on breastfeeding, what's the point for me to pump? Because I don't want oversupply. I don't need oversupply. It's not smart. It's like, you need to take care a lot of planning. Like, it's a lot of effort to pump when you have already your milk here. I never saw the point, because if you already get milk, it's already enough. I mean, if you need a little bit more to produce a little bit more milk, maybe that could be a way. But I never understood why you need to pump and breastfeed at the same time. For me, it was mind blowing. So I decided to not buy and see how it goes, and then if it's needed, okay, I will take. So I didn't buy bottle, I didn't buy pump, I didn't buy these kind of things. And till this day, I don't understand. If a mom is at home, I don't understand why you need to pump. I would understand if a mom wants to go somewhere and like to feed the baby. In this case, okay. I was too scared that my daughter would not take my milk anymore, and would, like, the way that she would eat would get destroyed because of the bottle. So I never gave her. When I gave her pacifier, I gave her during those a year and a half. I think she got like 4 days, and she started biting me. So I was like, absolutely not. I was full on for breastfeeding. I'm super happy about that. I know that it's not everyone can do that, and I super understand that, and you shouldn't feel bad about that. But if you're able to, you're saving a lot of money. You don't need you don't need pumps, you don't need bottles, you don't need to wash, you don't have clutter at the house, you don't need to think about if it's clean enough, you don't need to think when you boiled it to sanitize and these kind of things. You don't need to think when to change the bottles because they are too dirty. There's a lot of things that goes with it. So if you're able to breastfeed, I super high recommend. A lot of headache goes from your mind. Now another thing, I never bought fancy things. I bought at the beginning the bed that is like to put close to my side, so she would not be in bassinet or somewhere, because I knew that I will breastfeed, so I didn't want to get up every time and these kind of things. I ended up co-sleeping. I'm super happy about that. Don't come here and say about how dangerous this. It was good for me. I'm super happy about that. I never got too tired. I never felt dyingly tired or like blacking out, because I was always at least some kind of resting. And she did not sleep without me. She did not. I think in her whole life, she had like 4, maybe 5 not contact naps, and she would not sleep differently. And I was super good with this. With that. At moments it was a little bit difficult, but I was full for. If she needs that, if she needs to create the safety feeling, I'm for it. And then in this case, like, she always needed me. So if I would have bought, for example, how is it called? I forgot how is it called. Like fuck. That item that you put a baby and he's sleeping, and that item is one, for example. This one example, but there are a lot. Or jumper, for example. That's super bad for your baby. Don't use that. So these were items that usually you buy as preparation for the baby that cost a lot of money, and a lot of times you end up not using it. For me, in my logic, it's better to wait to see if it's needed and then buy. Not in case I will not need, I will sell. This is how you get overconsumption. This is how you get your house cluttered. You need to get, not need. from my point of view, I think it's smarter to get items that you need, because we're in 21st century. Honestly, we can get whatever we want fast. We don't have any problems. So we can get fast what we need. And we have overconsumption in the world. We don't need to buy more things so the companies would produce more and then end up throwing a lot of items. So if you're hesitating about something, don't worry, you can always buy it once you see that you need it. Another thing is about buying a lot of items. When I was watching a lot of videos about pregnant women getting prepared for the birth, there were a lot of, I forgot how it's called, but like a lot of videos were like unboxing for the babies and like taking care of the how it's called, like a room for baby. I don't remember a lot of words. Okay. So there were a lot of videos where I would see like boxes, but like I don't know, 15 boxes of packed diapers, or like boxes of wet wipes. Now this can be good if you get a discount and you know that it fits. Like, to use discounts and look for the better offers, super good. The problem with this comes if you do this while you're pregnant and you didn't check for your baby that it fits, you can get a lot of items in your house that doesn't fit you. So for example, if you buy Pampers diapers, right? You get box. There's a lot of diapers inside, and you try one, and your baby gets a rash, and it's allergy to the diaper, and you cannot use it anymore. You're not gonna use it. You're gonna have to change. And imagine if you bought already 5 boxes of that because it was a good offer. You will end up selling it, and then it's more things, and you don't know if you're gonna sell it. Maybe you're gonna end up just donating because no one buys, and then you're gonna have to go to buy. So you spend more money. In my case, how I did it was I bought like small package of Pampers diapers for the newborn. I think it was like 20 diapers or something. Like the smallest, literally the smallest. It was few euros. And then where I gave birth, they gave me as a gift another package of Huggies diaper. And I realized that I was planning to buy Pampers, but I hated it. I tried Huggies, I loved it. I never changed to anything different. In my case, we are lucky. My daughter is not allergic to pretty much anything except one kind of diapers. But I know that a lot of moms have this problem. So I always would encourage to first try the product, see if it works, and then look for offers stacking up a little bit and this kind of things. For example, right now we are staying in the last size of the diapers. I'm buying like 10 packages of the diapers because one package stays like a month more or less, maybe less. Like 1.5 package, I think is for a month. So now I'm always looking for the offer to buy, and I always have stacked up diapers. But I'm 100% sure that she's okay with it. Diaper fits. We know which size. We know that she's not gonna outgrow in a month. So it's like a safety that you create for yourself to not need to buy more things without buying a lot of things, if that makes sense. Another thing, I didn't do this personally. For me, it was super uncomfortable, but I know that a lot of moms are doing this, and it's super encouraged. Like we were in the place where I gave birth. It was not hospital, so I cannot say hospital. They were like nurses who were saying about how we should put the baby under the sink and not use wet wipes. In our case, we were using wet wipes all her life. We never had any problems. We are bathing her every other day. She never have problems. If she gets red skin, it's fixed in one night. We never have big problems about this. but we spend more money on this. It's more convenient, but we spend more money. If you don't have any problem with putting your baby under the sink, I highly encourage to do that. You are saving a lot of money, because diapers, not diapers, the wet wipes are super expensive, and they run out fast. And the last thing is about maternity clothes. Usually when woman gets pregnant, you're super excited or in shock, but you're thinking about the clothes and these kind of things, and it costs a lot of money. I never saw like cheap maternity clothes. It's a lot of money, and you're not gonna use that again. I mean, maybe you're gonna get pregnant again, but usually you until like you are 7 months. I'm sure there are different stories, but until you are 7 months, you still fit in most of your clothes that you had before. From 9 months, you are using sweatpants and t-shirt. You don't want anything, you don't want to go anywhere. You're staying at home, comfortable, waiting for birth. There are like 2 months where it's a little bit uncomfortable. And now for me was always a question, do I want for those 2 months to spend like 100-200 euros for the clothes that I'm going to use 2 months, or I can stay without and figure out what the clothes that I have. If you have all the skinny clothes, of course it's not going to fit. But for example, if you have a t-shirt, if you have a jacket, if it's winter, like looser jacket, if you have a little bit like bigger jeans, it's gonna fit for a long time. I got my husband gave me his jeans, and I was using until 9 months. It was super good. I just put the bottom a little bit up. It looked super good. It felt super good. I didn't need to buy anything. That's like weird example, but I wanted to share a little bit perspective that when you have a baby, you don't need to buy a lot of things. Like a lot of things are not needed. Maybe I will make a video of the items that I felt that was useful, that were needed. Because there are so many lists. For example, about the hospital bags, I don't understand why people are bringing that many clothes. I know that it depends on the country. Maybe we are here super lucky. Maybe, I don't know. But to take like a suitcase and 3 bags to a hospital, for what? Like, why do you need that many? I don't know. When I started looking into pregnancy, birth, newborn stages, and these kind of things, and once I experienced that, I realized that people were telling me way more difficult examples, and I never heard the good examples. And I know that there are different stories. I understand that there are different babies. There are babies that have colic. I feel lucky to not know what it is. I hope that I will never not know what it is. But I feel like the world needs to hear a little bit more about good stories, that there are easy babies, that there are easier ways, and not everything not everything is that difficult and expensive as people usually in the bigger picture makes it look like. So I just want to share these thoughts, and I know maybe it will help someone to know that not everything needs to be fancy and good in the picture as usually it is presented.